Video games have been all of our lives some way or another. We've all played them, whether it's with your friends, by yourself, or at a party. For some, video games mean more than just a game. It could be a hobby, a way to relieve stress, exercise, or even a job. It all depends on what the person enjoys or has interest in. Video games can also improve both physical and emotional aspects of people's lives. It does not matter if you are a 5-year-old or a 65-year-old. Video games can be a very healthy and fun way to spend your time. The gaming industry brought in over $24 billion in sales in 2011, and it's still increasing. The average household has at least one gaming console, PC, or smartphone. If you ask somebody on the street whether or not they have one of these things, chances are they're going to name a few of them. That's just the technological world we live in today. Electronics are everywhere and will always be around us. The average gamer is 30 years old and has been playing games for at least 12 years. That's just an average. Almost every single teenager plays some form of video games, and so do many adults. It's a way of recreation and a great way to develop skills. 62% of all gamers play online or with another person. This in turn creates great teamwork skills. For many people, mostly adults, think video games are a senseless, brainwashing way for children and teenagers to spend their valuable time, when in fact, it's quite the opposite.
My overall view on video games is I don't particularly care for them very much. I think they've affected people's health, but I think they also have some good causes because it occupies younger generation's time because they don't have as much places to go and do as many activities as when I was younger. There was a lot more open spaces and a lot less houses and a lot less population.
I guess they mean entertainment, exciting, and like it's a whole other world, so it gets me out of reality, I guess.
If you take into consideration all of the positive benefits of playing games, it is very apparent that they greatly outweigh the negative. One example of a common misconception about video games is that they either make you gain weight or they do not support physical health. Physical exercise is included in many games today, both for different consoles and computers. Whether it's a dancing game or playing the guitar, parents have the ability to opt for entertaining and fun games that forces their children to move rather than sitting on the couch all day. Some games go even further in their quest for physical health. Games such as Wii Fit, Active Person Trainer, and MyFitnessCoach all track health statistics and goals. They can record your weight, body mass index, and whatever kind of goals that you want to record. Reducing stress is also a big physical benefit of games. With all of the pressures of fitting in, today's children have to meet the expectations of educators and parents. Stress is almost guaranteed for a teenager. By bringing the outside world to a halt, teenagers allow the stress to be temporarily relieved just by being able to completely immerse themselves into video games, even if it's only for an hour or two.
I'm not a fan of TV. I think TV is lame where people just kind of sit back and veg out. But a video game, you have to think, it's interactive, it's entertaining as a TV show would be, but you're doing things with your brain and your hands and engaging in a storyline.
Video games to me are a sort of reality where you can escape from real life and do things you wouldn't normally be able to do.
Adding to the health topic, has anyone ever told you that video games rot your brain? Well, back in the day, Pac-Man and Donkey Kong might have rotted your brain, since they are very repetitive and really lack in any kind of thinking needed to win. But games today are much more intricate. Let's break down one of today's most talked about and controversial games, Grand Theft Auto. I will break this down into 6 sections to prove to you that this game, and like many others, really have to get you thinking to complete a goal. The more and more you play a game, the more you learn the ins and outs of it. That brings us to our first section, knowledge. In order to progress in Grand Theft Auto, the player has to memorize several game patterns, as well as the maps, weapons, specifications, and numerous other game-related factors. Comprehension. Players are given tasks or jobs to perform that require the player to interpret and understand a wide range of data. Application. Resources and proficiencies are key to the survival in Grand Theft Auto. Players are constantly managing these resources in the most effective manner. Analysis. Through trial and error, the player is put to unraveling a complicated puzzle that requires processing enormous amounts of data. Synthesis. A combined application of resources, abilities, knowledge, and experience are the tools needed to move forward and survive. Combining all of these different aspects are key to beating the game. And finally, evaluation. The player is constantly given formative feedback and strategies are regularly tested. In order to maintain a strong position, a successful player is one who can predict outcomes and evaluate their own standing in the game. Do you think video games are too violent for kids under the age of 18?
Yes and no. I think that everything is too violent for kids under the age of 18. I think that movies, I think Saving Private Ryan is just as violent as, a Gears of War game. I don't understand the act of anyone who would want to, censor the First Amendment to protect the Second, where, hey, let's censor what can be considered an art form, where people are using it as a medium to, lower gun violence or, protect kids' minds when, you flip on a TV or a movie and it's, just as violent.
The most common benefit of playing video games is the improvement to your hand-eye coordination. That's when the coordination control of your eye movement is synced with your hand movement. Without this control, you would not even be able to complete simple tasks such as picking up a book off a table or drinking from a cup. Regular play can improve anyone's dexterity, which is very helpful in day-to-day activities such as work and sports. There are many different options for improving either you or your child's hand-eye coordination, although not many are as appealing as playing a video game. The social benefits may not be as clearly recognized as the physical ones. A lack of these social skills and the ability to interact with others regularly can be very detrimental to people of all ages. It can harshly affect a child's development and can even lead to depression. Some children that are normally shy and lack confidence when socializing with their peers may have an easier time opening up while playing video games. With the help of online video games, people can interact with a multitude of individuals, even complete strangers, to help achieve one common goal. That's where teamwork comes into the picture.
Can you
destroy the objective?
Yeah, I'm gonna go middle.
I'm with Anthony.
One of the greatest friends I have in my life is a guy named Cameron, and we met in a TF2 server, Team Fortress 2 server. He lives in Texas, and I was talking to him right when you came in. I talked to him all day. He's one of my closest friends. And yeah, we met in a Team Fortress 2 lobby and exchanged Skype credentials, and we gamed. He's been my gaming buddy ever since.
Almost anyone who has love for video games can say that they themselves have a special bond with their favorites. They share their story with them from beginning to end and can feel the emotion in the games and their characters.
The characters in The Walking Dead, because the whole story is like based on character development. So the characters from The Walking Dead game.
I guess I'm between like three. Link, obviously. Malin, she's one of the side characters in the Zelda games, and Dante from Devil May Cry.
Probably Clank and Ratchet and Clank. I don't really know why, but he always sticks in my head as like a very fun. I love the idea that there's a sidekick companion in games, and yeah, Clank's awesome. So.
Probably one of the most amazing aspects of video games is the fact you have the ability to let your creativity flow. Character customization is now playing a larger role more than ever in video games, and certain specifications are at your fingertips. Some editors and designers go as far as to adding different astonishing and amazing effects to a clip to show their creativity. This is a clip taken from a Call of Duty montage where editing is at its best. People take their creativity and passion for a game and put 100% of it into the editing. The same creativity and passion are the two sole ingredients in a genre of games called independent games, otherwise known as indie games.
Interesting. I'm interested in indie games, where a developer is making a game, usually one or two guys, and they make a game because they want that game to exist, rather than a game like Halo or Call of Duty where it's to make money or to get 100 million people playing or to build a brand, where somebody said, I want this game to exist because I think it would be a great game to play, and then they make it. I think that's the best kind of game you could possibly make or play. Best storyline in a video game would have to be Journey, which is a PlayStation 3 independent game where you play the role as a figure, a cloth figure, and the game's goal is to gesture you towards a mountain, and you're embarking on a journey to the mountain, and there's no real narrative, and the game doesn't really tell you what's going on, it just gestures you over. There's no spoken language, there's no real writing. Things are done in gestures or hieroglyphics or animations, but the game is all about communication, where you run into another player who's just like you, but you can't talk to that player. You can only really communicate through pressing a button to make different pinging sounds. But the game is much harder when you're alone, but when you are together, the game becomes a lot easier. And the whole game is about working together and having this emotional written experience together with this person you've never met before, without any spoken language. And yeah, that alone, the power of what that can be is immense. And yeah, I think that's the best storyline of the game I've ever seen in my life.
Hey guys, I'm Anthony Azevedo. I'm the creator of Beyond the Controller, the gaming documentary, and my main point in making this documentary is to make people realize that video games are not just something kids and teens do that cause trouble and they really don't have any point in society. It's the complete opposite. I myself have been through a lot in my life, and I don't know where I would be without video games. Video games have preoccupied me, have gotten me through things, made me forget about things for short periods of time. And without video games, I don't know where I would be. I would either be playing I'd be playing sports. I'd just be a different person. And I just think people should really get a better grip on what video games mean to society, what they mean to some people. And as you can see from Tyler, Linny, and Ryan in the documentary, they all share a great relationship with video games. So, my name is Anthony Azevedo, and I love video games.
I'm Ryan McNeil, and I love video games.
I'm Linny, and I love playing video games.
I'm Tyler, and I love video games. Fun for you.